Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's special gratitude flow. We will be doing a whole bunch of different kinds of movements with our bodies just to get into our bodies. But we're just going to start with setting a nice intention of gratitude. So let's come on over to the top edge of your mat for Samasthiti. Just taking a moment to ground into the 4 points of the feet, feeling your foundation. And starting to tap into a nice, easy breath, whatever that is for you. Perhaps ujjayi, if that ha sound is a reasonable way for you to progress forward. I know for me, it really is such a pinnacle piece to my own practice. I enjoy creating the ha sound for a number of reasons. It is rather soothing. And as we head into the holiday season, looking for ways to kind of self-soothe, looking for ways to fill our cups, looking for ways to just gently bow inward, finding gratitude will truly help us move through the next few months. So as we stand here rooted in our foundation, in this Tadasana, in this Samasthiti, rising up through the crown of the head, we can imagine kind of the metaphor of this mountain. So perhaps your eyes are closed or softly lifted. And as we breathe, just continuously feeling as though you are rooting deep into the earth with the feet. Maybe even spreading out the feet, lifting and spreading the toes, and just thinking about a visual of your physicality, your essence, your energy, creating some sort of a triangular shape from the base all the way up past the crown of the head, where your foundation is strong, solid, wide, deep, always rooted, always grounded. And the peak is rising taller and taller and taller with each breath. At the crown of the head, perhaps there even feels a bit like a shine, reaching for the heavens, feeling the sun shine down. And in the middle, finding your power, feeling your core. And just for the next 60 seconds, with this visual, with this mountain inside, noticing anything that comes up. Taking a gentle bow inward as we offer ourselves over to gratitude. For the next moment, setting an intention around gratitude for your holiday season. That no matter what happens, no matter what conversations unfold, no matter what issues arise, no matter what stress comes about, no matter what we end up doing, might we always come back to the state of gratitude. Setting one intention, not only for your practice today, but for the next few months as we travel into the busy season of the holidays. Maybe bring something to mind specific, like an old memory that helped you feel amazing, or a person in your life who constantly supports you, much like the earth supports each of us. Hold that. And no matter where we go, no matter what happens moving forward, might we constantly come back to that intention. Sealing it in with a little bow inward. You can take your arms down by your sides. Let's prepare for some easy Surya Namaskars. Here we go. Inhale, let's stretch the arms up and press tall. And exhale, let's open the arms and swan dive over the legs. Relax your head. Next inhale, let's lift about halfway up and forward, extend the chest. And fold, exhale, we'll step back to your plank. Again, easy Suryas this morning. Inhale and exhale, lower halfway or all the way to the earth. And pressing up into your back bend of choice. Take a nice inhale and downward dog on your exhale, pushing the hips high. So steady into a nice downward dog. Maybe this feels a little bit like a mountain as well. That triangular shape. Foundationally secure. Being held up by the earth, even though we're rooting deeply into it. Next inhale, you can pick up your heels, feel your feet, and look forward on your exhale. You can bend your knees and just make your way on up to the top. We'll rise halfway. Inhale, press the chest up and fold. Exhale, relax the head and come on up to stand. Inhale, sweep tall, and exhale, returning home to Samasthiti. We'll take one more just like that. Inhale, stretch it on up, and exhale, open the chest and fold forward. Inhale, let's lift halfway and fold. Exhale, again, we'll step back to your plank. Easy Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, tighten the body. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Pressing into your back bend of choice. Nice inhale and downward dog. Exhale, lifting the hips. Again, maybe a little bit of movement in this inverted V shape, just settling into your gaze point, settling into your breathing pattern. Listening for the sound of breath inward and outward. Relaxing the head. And attempting to push from the armpits. We'll take the next inhale, pick up your heels. Exhale, look forward. You can step or jump to the top. Rise halfway, inhale, and exhale, bow forward. Inhale, let's come all the way back up to stretch. And exhale to Samasthiti. So we're going to take them pretty differently from here on forward. Inhale, let's press the arms back up. And exhale, let's fold into the legs. Inhale, lift halfway. Fold, exhale, we'll step back with left leg. Nice low lunge. Feel a moment of stretching in between the legs. And then we'll take your right arm to the sky. So listen, if this is very deep for you in the moment, your low hand can always be on a block or a book or something. But just take a nice inhale, just open up the chest, and exhale, hand down. We'll step back to plank and lower down. Inhale, press the chest up, and exhale, shift the hips high. Looking forward, we'll step your left foot forward. Stay low for a moment, just to settle into the feeling of a nice low lunge. Maybe your right hand needs a block. Let's twist open to the left. Few cycles of breath. Getting into the rotation. Noticing how the body responds. Last inhale. And exhale, let's take the hands down. We'll step back to plank. Lower down. Inhale, press the chest up. And exhale, push the hips high. Just in a moment here, back in this inverted V shape. Noticing the shoulders, noticing the core, noticing your neck. And then we'll inhale, rise your heels. Exhale, look forward. You can step or jump to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, Samasthiti. So let's do that again. Inhale, rise the arms. Exhale, bow it forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. This time we'll step back with left leg. Low lunge, right arm high. Nice inhale. And exhale, chaturanga. Step back and lower. Inhale, press into up dog. Exhale, push into down dog. Look forward, step the left foot forward. Low lunge to twist. Breath in, left arm high. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, strong core, lift the hips. Go ahead, look forward. We'll step or jump your feet on up. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, Sabasitihi. One more time. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold, step back, left leg. Turn open to twist. Nice inhale, right arm up. And exhale, hands down, step back. Maybe hover your leg to lower. Press into back bend. Inhale, down dog, exhale. Step left foot forward, low lunge, left arm high. Inhale, exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to plank, maybe hover your leg to chaturanga. Good, inhale, press high with chest. Exhale, hips to the sky. Let's go ahead, look forward, step or jump on up to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. We'll bend our knees, come on up for Utkatasana. Let's take a few cycles of breath here, just to land into our own power. Now this season, sometimes in the holidays, I don't know about you all, but I tend to feel a little powerless. Not that there is no power or control involved, but mostly because it feels so obligatory. The shopping, the running around, the purchasing, all the things that possibly deplete, all the energy swirling. Can we just ground right here back into the concept of the mountain, our foundation strong? Hopefully, this concept will stay embedded in your essence as you move forward. Take a nice inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, let's bow forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. We're going to step back with your right leg this time. Finding nice low lunge. So we're going to move into some cats and cows. So just be awfully mindful of everything as you move through. So we are in low lunge. I'm going to switch around so you can see this side. We're going to take your left toes and pull them, point them outward to about 10 o'clock. Take a moment to drop down to the hips. Notice the additional stretching for the quadriceps and hip flexors. And move around for a moment, maybe right to left, left to right, maybe forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. And then we're going to move into cat and cow. So let's spill to the outside edge of your front foot and dip the hips a little. Take a nice inhale, look up, and exhale, push the ground away, a little rounded back. Here we go, inhale, let's do it again, open the chest. Exhale, round it in. Again, inhale, open it up. Exhale, rounding, firm your core. Inhale again, open, dip the hips. Exhale, round it in. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Come on back to center. Return your front toes forward. We're going to walk your back foot in and open into a triangle posture. So nice straight legs, maybe a meter distance between the heels, spinning open to your right for Utthita Trikonasana. Another opportunity to visualize a mountain here. Strong foundation, grounded, supported by the earth, and lifting up, rising up, all the way past your crown. Fingertips reaching higher and higher, maybe even calling in the sun's energy for support. Take a nice last inhale. And exhale that hand to the floor. Let's step it on back to plank. Maybe hover the leg for your chaturanga. Good, press into your back bend. Inhale. And downward dog, exhale. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Look forward, we'll step your right foot forward. Find your low lunge first. A few rounds of breath. We'll take the front toes out to about 2 o'clock. And roll like right to left, left to right. See how that whole process feels in the hip flexors and the hamstrings, the adductors, inner thighs, what's going on in the quads. Maybe forward and back a few times. And then we'll start the cat and cow process. So spilling to the outside edge of your front foot, dip the hips and take an inhale, extend up. And exhale, push the ground away, round into your back. Again, inhale, dip and lift. Exhale, take a roundedness. Again, inhale, dip down, look up. Exhale, round in. Again, inhale. Exhale, we'll take one more. Inhale. And exhale. Come on back to center, return your front toes directly forward. Let's walk your back foot in, Straight legs will open up to your left for triangle posture. Let's breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last inhale, and exhale, we'll take the hands to the floor. Step it on back to your plank, maybe hover your leg to lower you down into chaturanga. Inhale, press into your back bend, and exhale, downward dog. Take a moment to just finalize your downward facing dog in the mind. Feel your foundation firm, pushing through flat hands, lifting up your tailbone as though that were the peak of your mountain top. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and look forward. We'll step or jump on up to the top. Rise halfway. Inhale and exhale, fold. We'll come on back to your chair pose. Inhale and exhale. Let's open the arms to your right. Take a moment with your palms turned open in space. We're just going to get into some deeper twists here. Let's come back to chair pose. Inhale, squeeze your thighs, lift up. Exhale, turn open to your left. Take a breath in and breath out. Back into center. Inhale. Turn to the right. Exhale. Let's flow with breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale to your left. Again, inhale to center. Exhale to your right. Inhale to center. And exhale to your left. Inhale to center and exhale, palms in front of the heart. We are going to twist deeper. Inhale, exhale, lean, turn to your right side and twist. Sink down with the bum, lift high with the heart. For 5, 4, good, 3, try to straighten your back. 2, then rotate upward past the crown of the head. And 1, let's straighten the legs. And fold. Little rag doll here, but keep your legs kind of close. We're going to lift back up into your chair pose. Give yourself a moment to stretch. And we'll take the hands to your shins. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Let's come back up into your chair pose. Inhale, turn your arms open to your left. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale it out. Come back to center, inhale. Exhale to your right. Breath in, breath out. Squeeze those thighs. Here we go to breathe and move. Inhale, exhale to your left. Inhale back to chair. Exhale to your right. Inhale back to chair. Exhale to your left. Inhale to chair. Exhale to your right. Inhale to chair. Exhale, chair pose, palms in front of heart. Let's prepare for a twist to your left. Breath in, squeeze those thighs. Exhale, lean and twist to your left. Push the elbow into the leg. Spin the heart open as you drop the hips down. For 5, lift the toes. 4, the image of the mountain. Feel your engaged feet. 3, let that be a metaphor for your strong foundation internally. 2, last inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Grabbing elbows, let's step your feet about hips width or more away from each other, and we'll find a deeper ragdoll sway. Letting the head relax. A little bit of surrender here, which most of us really do need around the holidays. Come on back to center. We're going to walk your hands over to your right. You can bend your knees as much as you'd like. Back to center, hands over to your left. Again, feeling free to bend your knees. And back into center, hands to shins. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. We're going to step back with your right leg once again. Okay, I'm going to spin around. So here we are in this low lunge. I do have my hands on the inside edge of my front foot. So we're going to play a little bit. We're going to take your left arm to the sky on inhale. And exhale, drop down, hands down, drop down and dip. Let's do it again. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, dip. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dip. One more. Inhale, spin open. Exhale, dip. This time, keep your back knee lifted if you can. Maybe bring the forearms to the floor. Okay, if the forearms to the floor is too intense, you can stay with hands on the floor or maybe forearms to a block. We're just going to breathe for a few more cycles of breath, trying to engage and straighten the back leg. Maybe rocking a little bit if that feels good. I notice my hips this morning are very tight. Good. If your elbows are down, come back up to straight arms. Let's drop your back knee to the floor. And we're going to come up to an asana. Good. Take a moment to stretch there. Heading into another twist, let's take your left hand either to your hip or your left hand behind you, grab a hold of your back leg. It does require a little more of a chest twist. Careful with your low back, try to draw your low belly in. We'll send your right arm to the sky. A few cycles of breath here. Good, try to lift the chest. Feel a whole lot of stretch happening in the hips, maybe even up into the groin. Noticing your rib cage on the right side. Can you pull the whole carriage of your rib cage out and away from your low back? Good. Last inhale and exhale. Let's release this. Take the hands to your hips for a moment. Steady in. Inhale, pick up the chest. And exhale the hands to the floor. We are going to straighten the legs and come on up into a pyramid posture. Okay. So if you want the Ashtanga pyramid, you can grab elbows or reverse prayer hands behind the back, but let's take an inhale, look forward, and exhale, fold into that left leg. So a few cycles of breath here, just again, finding your foundation. With straight leg postures, we're up pretty high, so find your stability. Let it be metaphoric for your inner stability. And releasing the hands to the floor. If you want to do a little handstand hop up into your chaturanga, you can feel free. Otherwise, just simply step back to your plank. Just play perhaps a little bit if it feels fun. Once you're in your plank, you know we're going for the chaturanga. So nice and slow, drop it down. Inhale, press into your back bend. Downward dog from your core, lift those hips. So hopefully by now you've been really feeling your own strength, your own power kicking back in. Sometimes it takes a little bit of practice just to remind your body how strong you are. And then the hope is that that transfers over into your remembering how strong you are mentally and emotionally. We're going to step your right foot forward for that low lunge here. Good. Maybe noticing one side is more open than the other. I'm definitely noticing that here. And we're going to take the twist. So the right arm to the sky. Inhale, press it up. And exhale, drop it down. Dip the hips a little. Inhale, pick it back up. Exhale, bring it down. Maybe drop down a little more. Again, inhale. Exhale, dip. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dip. One more, twist. Inhale. Exhale, dip. Maybe come down to the forearms if that feels okay for your body. A few rounds of breath here. The other side is definitely more open for me. My body's like, no, this is okay. The other side, Should definitely stay on the tighter side a little bit longer. Let's just breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Straight arms. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, let's drop your back knee. We are going to come up into that asana. As always, if you need to pad up your back knee, you're putting something underneath. Just answer the call of whatever feels the best for you. Good, we are going to take a twist. So the right hand now to your hip or back behind you, the left arm to the sky. So just find the chest, twisting open to your right. Find your breathing, lifting up nice and tall. Find your pelvic floor, squeeze into your pelvic floor like it's a jellyfish in the ocean. Stopping the flow of urine midstream, utilizing that to access your transverse abdominals. Take a few more cycles of breath here as you lift the rib cage away from your low back. Beautiful. Last inhale and exhale, release. Let's take the arms up to the sky. Breath in and exhale, take the hands to the floor. Straightening both legs, just walk your back foot forward for the Parsvottanasana. Again, you can grab elbows behind your back if you'd like. Inhale and exhale, fold in. Just breathe for 5. Find your foundation, strong, solid feet. 4, 3. Keep the heart open. 2 and 1. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, release the hands to the floor. Maybe a little handstand play on your way back to your chaturanga. Take your time to get there. Nothing crazy. You don't have to land it. Just more about like kicking up and learning to trust. Inhale, exhale, drop down. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing. Good. So let's take a look forward and we'll step or jump on up to the top. Halfway rise, inhale, and exhale, fold. We'll bend your knees, come back up to chair pose. Inhale, and exhale, bend your elbows, thumbs behind your back, lifting through the chest, looking up to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take the arms up. Inhale, and cactusing your arms out on your exhale. We're going to try to keep your arms cactus for warrior 3. Okay? Inhale, exhale, lean forward, left leg behind. Push out through your heel and breathe for 5, 4, 3. Gratitude for body here. 2. Standing half moon on 1. Pivot open, right hand down, maybe to a block. Let's breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is it possible to go back to warrior 3 with those cactus arms? Pivot your hips so they point downward. Come back up to cactus arms. And then we'll step back into your chair pose. Easier said than done. Find your nice Utkatasana. Inhale. Exhale, cactus arms. Here we go once again. Breath in. Breath out. Lean forward, right leg behind. Pushing out through your heel like you're going to stomp down the door. And breathe for 5. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pivot open to your right for your Ardha Chandrasana. Left hand down, maybe to a block. Spin open for 5, 4, looking good. 3, 2, and 1. Spin the hip point downward, steady into your foundation. Find your cactus arms. Inhale and exhale, chair pose. Inhale, Utkatasana, and exhale, Uttanasana. Let's fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Let's make our way to crow pose. You can step your feet out to Balasana, sitting up nice and tall. So we're in a yoga squat. The feet are about max width distance. And we'll head into crow pose. If crow pose is not really your jam, feel free to stay right here and just find a little bit of a different approach. If you're working your crow pose today, we'll try for 10 breaths, okay? A little bit more today just for, the sake of reminding ourselves how strong we truly are. Not just physically, but also in the mental, spiritual, and emotional planes. Going ahead, leaning forward, maybe one leg lifts only today. Here we go for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And one, step the feet down. We'll come on back to your plank. Inhale and exhale, drop it all the way down to the earth. Finding a nice Sphinx pose. We're propped up pretty tall in Sphinx, elbows underneath your shoulders. Feel free to adjust if it's too high, okay? Inhale, pick up the chin, and exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, pick up the chin, pull the chest forward. Exhale, chin toward chest. Again, inhale, pick it up. Exhale, chin in. Let's take two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Back to center. Inhale, drag the chest forward. Let's bend your knees, windshield wiper legs. So I am going to try to squeeze my shoulder blades together here. I'm just preparing for some back bends. So offering that here for you. See if you can push your pelvis into the floor. Maybe lift and straighten the arms. Bring your toes close to your head. Let's breathe for 5. This is easier said than done, right? 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Hands under shoulders. Come into a nice up dog. Inhale. Downward dog. Exhale. Beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and look forward. We'll hop through to a seat. And in our seat today, we will take a Janu Shirshasana A. So let's take your right knee out to the side. Just a nice, easy forward fold. Inhale, in line with straight leg. And exhale, fold into straight leg. Let's breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, pick up the chest. And exhale, turn your chest to your right. We're going to go for a lateral stretch. Right arm to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, reach it as much as you can away from your right sit bone. Here we go. For 5, really reach. 4, nice straight lifted arm. Push your right sit bone into the earth. 3, turn chest open a little more. 2, and 1. Come up, inhale, rock star, right hand behind. Let's lift the hips, find a back bend, lean way back. Lifted hand behind the head and stretch across the heart space. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Last inhale and exhale, spiral your way down. We are going to switch sides, so just take your time. Left leg out to the side, okay? Janu Shirshasana A first. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, fold into the straight leg. And breathe for 5, 4, landing into your breath. 3, this wants to be restorative today, so just let it be. 2, and 1. Inhale, look up. And exhale, let's spin the chest open to your left. So left arm to the sky, and then reach it past your ear. Long, straight arm as you push down into your left seat. For 5, 4, more important to stay long and lifted than collapsed and rounded, okay? 3, lift a little bit more. Good. 2, and 1. Come on up, inhale and exhale. Take that hand behind. There's the rock star. Lifting and opening, and it is a back bend. So lean way back, hand behind your head. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Last inhale on 1, and exhale, spiral your way down. Nice and simple. Let's take a puppy pose from here. If you want a vinyasa in between, feel free to take vinyasa. We're in gratitude flow today, so make sure that wherever you're at, whatever you're focused on, whatever you're doing in your practice, has a semblance of gratitude laced into it. So here we go, puppy posture here, extended puppy. Arms are forward, hips are high, chest is reaching toward the earth. Let's offer love into our foundation and breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow inhale, maybe you come out. Slow exhale, maybe you stay. If you're coming out, you can make your way to your belly. If you're staying for a few more cycles of breath, just really work your core and get into your thoracic spine. Upper back mobility will be really important moving forward. If you're still an extended puppy, make sure your core is pulled in to root down into your foundation. Let's walk your knees in. We're going to come on up to your knees. We are going to head into camel pose, okay? So camel pose wants to shift hips forward through neutral foundation and core and pelvis. Finding strong core, pull it all in. So the thoracic spine is up here in your middle area, right? Thoracic spine protects lungs and heart, which is a big reason why it can become pretty immobilized over the years. We spend more time rounding inward in protection mode than we do opening and expansion mode. So we're going to make way into camel pose to just remind our hearts to stay present and open, okay? If you need to pad up underneath your knees, please feel free. Attempting the neutral pelvis, making sure your butt's not sticking way out, nor is it like pressing really far forward. There's a good happy medium here, and for me, it's really hard. My butt tends to stick way out, so I have to be really cautious. So notice where you're at with your maybe hyperlordosis in your low back or not. But camel pose requires an open chest. It also requires the core to be pulled in. So let's just go ahead and consider this lift of the rib cage up, the shift of the hips forward, and maybe the hands behind you, okay? Prioritize pressing the chest up to the ceiling as you squeeze your shoulder blades. Let's breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come on up, inhale. And we'll take a quick child's pose on your exhale. So this one is quite a lot of work, okay? If you're feeling like you're dumping into your low back, that's an area that I want you to try to stay out of. So see if you can lift your chest up and suck your core in. By doing those two things, you will essentially decompress your lumbar spine, your low back. You will pull a lot more support into your low back. You won't feel as though you're going to break it in half, okay? So focus on squeezing your core in. Don't worry about how deep you go. We're going to go again. So pick it back up. Again, if you need padding underneath your knees, that's a good thing to play with. Maybe hands on hamstrings, maybe hands find ankles or heels this cycle. Prioritize this lift and squeeze into your core as you shift the hips forward, stretch out the chest. Let's breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1, come up, inhale. This time we're going to head to dolphin pose. Feel free to take child's instead. On the elbows, if you're going to dolphin, lift up the hips. And let's take the right leg to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs, left leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs down. Let's take the knees down one more time for that camel pose, okay? Prioritize stretching the whole front body. Maybe reach back and grab for the heels or ankles. We've got that core lifted. We've got the chest high. Here we go. Inhale and exhale. Lean it back. Lift the heart for 10. Don't let that scare you. Just find some evolution. 9. Squeeze shoulder blades. Lift higher. 8. 7. 6. Use your core. Squeeze it. 5. If you need to come out, do it sooner than later. 4. 3, 2, and a 1. Inhale, come up, and exhale. Either child's pose, dolphin pose, or if you want to lift up into Pincha Mayurasana, you can make your way to a wall or work it in the middle of the room. I'm going to make my way to a wall today for Pincha, just for fun. Playing with your upside downness. Here we go to lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, good, 3, make sure you're smiling, this is really fun, right? 2, and a 1, drop it down. Little child's pose, just relax. Reverse namaste, hands behind your head. Again, bowing in a bit of gratitude. Let's bring our awareness back to our intention. What we're particularly grateful for today. What can we be particularly grateful for as we move into the holiday season? How can we stay grounded and present and focused onto the things that actually matter and allowing everything else to kind of roll off right here, right now? Encompassing and embodying the tools of this practice so that you can feel stronger, more stable, easily able to conquer whatever comes your way. Last inhale here. Exhale it out. We'll take the arms down. Come on up to a seat. Just landing in your seat. We're going to make way for Nadi Shodhana. So you can go ahead and pick up your right hand, ready your thumb and your ring finger or your thumb and your pinky. Sitting up tall with ears over shoulders and shoulders over hips. Inhale slow. And exhale easy. Inhale slow through both nostrils. Exhale it out, relax your shoulders. One more, inhale. And exhale. Close right nostril, inhale left. Close left out right. Close right in 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 left. Close left out right. Stay on right. Inhale right. Close right out left. Close left and 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 right. Close right out left. Hands in lap, inhale both nostrils. Exhale. Inhale both. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Feeling free to stay upright for a nice meditation. Or if you prefer to lie flat to Shavasana, you can go ahead and take that on. If you're lying down, just taking a nice slow, easy approach, making your way down, maybe via Navasana. Options can include straight legs, straight arms. Options can include soles of feet together, knees apart. Maybe tented knees, knees touch. Just take a moment to settle into wherever you need to be. And maybe wiggle into it a little so that way it's secure and rest is possible. Take the next inhale to slowly come back. And exhale it out. Moving toes and fingers and head. And taking the arms for a stretch, just reaching in opposition. And we'll bring the knees to your chest if you are, in fact, on your back. Land over onto one side and slowly come on up to your seat. And as we rise, let it be symbolic of your own rising up, making meaning out of whatever needs to have meaning to. Today we work to open our hearts, open our throats, and staying grounded and strong so that we can move forward in compassion and love. But not necessarily only for others. also for ourselves. Take an inhale, again, come back into your gratitude and exhale it out. Let it follow you today into your lives. We'll close our practice with the sound of Om. Inhale. Om. I thank you all so very much for joining. Namaste. Happy holidays, everyone. Hope to see you all soon. Bye.